Hello, and it's good to be back. Our reading this morning is from Luke chapter 22, reading from verses 1 to 13. Now, the festival of unleavened bread, which is called the Passover, was near. The chief priests and the scribes were looking for a way to put Jesus to death, for they were afraid of the people. Then Satan entered into Judas, called Iscariot, who was one of the 12. He went away and conferred with the chief priests and officers of the temple police about how he might betray Jesus to them. And they were greatly pleased and agreed to give him money. So he consented and began to look for an opportunity to betray him to them when no crowd was present. Then came the day of unleavened bread, on which the Passover lamb had to be sacrificed. So Jesus sent Peter and John, saying, "Go and prepare the Passover meal for us, that we may eat it." And they asked him, "Where do you want us to make preparations for it?" "Listen," he said to them, "when you've entered the city, a man carrying a jar of water will meet you. Follow him into the house he enters, and say to the owner of the house, 'The teacher asks you, where is the guest room, where I may eat Passover with my disciples?' He will show you a large room upstairs already furnished. Make preparations for us there." And so they went and found everything as he had told them, and they prepared the Passover meal. And we thank God for his word to us in that piece of scripture. Over the last few days in our morning prayer, which several of us take part in every day, we've been reading these last days of Jesus' ministry on earth, and we get to that familiar passage. As a boy, I was always intrigued about the code and the passwords and all of those sort of things. These days, I probably think more about Judas and the fact that although his motives were in fact at least understandable, he wanted the money that they had to be used to serve the poor, and he wanted a rather more vigorous interpretation of what it meant to be the Messiah. Of course, that wasn't the same interpretation that Jesus had, or the interpretation that had been built into the whole of prophecy. And so we're there with the background of Judas wanting to betray Jesus, wanting a new start. And we have the background, the foreground story, which is of the key disciples, Peter and John, going and making sure that there was a place where Jesus could celebrate, as we say in the Eucharistic prayer, could celebrate the freedom of his people, the Passover meal where they celebrate their deliverance from Egypt. We know how all of that's going to play out. We know that Judas does betray Jesus. We know that Jesus does celebrate the Passover meal. And we know that through the events that unfold after that, he has in fact led us to freedom in the promised land. The idea of Jesus as being the Messiah that takes us out of the law and the prophets and the strictures of history and brings us into the fullness of life itself, giving us the opportunity in this world to be the children we were created to be, and in the next world to be with him and his Father forever. Prayer for today. Creator God, you made us all in your image. May we discern you in all that we see and serve you in all that we do through Jesus Christ our Lord. So until we meet again, either here online, in church, or maybe even at St Michael's Summer Fair on Saturday and Holy Trinity's Open Day the Saturday after, I look forward to seeing you again. Till then, God bless.